morning, everyone, and welcome back to KBIS. We're very excited to have everyone. My name is Elle Millard. I am the Manager of Certification and Design for the NKBA, and we're very excited to have you all here to be part of and participate in our very first Tiny Home Challenge Student Edition. So we're here to announce the winners from the competition, and I'd like to introduce our very own AKBD certified designer and also the winner of HGTV's Design Star Season 3. Please welcome Jennifer Bertrand.
Good morning. I'll hide my tea down here. Okay, so here's the thing. Before I was a designer, I was a teacher, and so something in me says that anytime you have to hear someone talk, it should not be boring. You should think that was worth every second of my life. I should leave a little enlightened. So how many of you out there are students? How many of you are practicing designers? How many of you are teachers? I know you are. Ah, yay, okay, good. Any contractors? Okay. Oh, okay, I thought you raised your hand, but that was for your muffin. Oh, kind of, excellent. So here's the thing. Yesterday we hung out with the students and we did a little sharing. So I want to share a couple of those things. But one of the things I'm going to ask about is at the end, anything anyone wants to add to it. Because sometimes when we go to these things, you're always just being talked at. And I always think that I've sat in things and I'm like, I wish they would just say this, or I wish they would do that. And it's funny because in the design world now, I'm hearing a lot about designing for millennials. It's like people are acting like millennials are kind of crazy and they're like gremlins. We don't know how to control them, or how do I sell to a millennial, buyer? They all want to live in little, eco-friendly tiny homes and all of that. How many of you after designing a tiny home think you could live in a tiny home? Ooh, yay. I always say I want to know what the divorce rate is going to be after a tiny home, or do they end up with two separate tiny homes because they can't live together? My tiny home would be just my closet, which would be amazing. I'm actually currently designing a container home and a line of container homes. I think that when you design tiny homes, it's like designing as if you live in London or Paris, where it's high cost of living, or New York, because a bunch of my friends moved to New York after college, and I just remember us all going, oh my gosh, your rent is what? And you live in a gross place and it costs that much? So here's the thing. All of the tiny homes were absolutely amazing. I think in design, as we all know, there are a million right answers. So if you're not a winner, it doesn't say anything about who you are as a designer. Of course, it's always lovely and nice to win. Whenever I did Design Star, I went in going, I will be the first one kicked off. I'm gonna go in as the nice girl from the Midwest. I'm gonna be neutral like Switzerland, and my goal is to never say anything bad about someone, which I did pretty well, other than once I said something I asked a designer if she was on crack because she was so stressed out and it was intense. It didn't make it to air, luckily. But here's the thing, the industry can be a really tight industry to get into, and this is for the students. And it used to be the mindset that everyone was in competition with each other, and that it wasn't a warm, fuzzy, let's all be friends and let's all high-five each other for being great at what we do. I do think there's a big shift in the industry that now it's no longer cool to be kind of snotty. There's always going to be that because great design is luxe and expensive and elitist and amazing, but it can also happen at the DIY user-friendly level as well. I always consider myself designer to the masses and the little real life, even though I have this secret Liberace, I love fine things, I really want to plate everything in brass, and I want to wear vintage caftans and carry cocktails around, but I don't live that life right now. So one of the things we started noticing with the tiny homes that you guys designed is everyone interpreted it in a different way. Some pushed materials differently. Everyone was great with the space. Some thought outside of the space, that there was 80 square feet to work within, and some thought about the room next to it and worked into that space. All the time with clients, you're going to be given parameters, and it's up to you to challenge those parameters in a nice way. So I was telling students that I talked with yesterday that when you meet a client, you'll learn it's half the time is about the psychology of design. So you have to find your voice. I like to consider my brand as I'm really good at figuring out people within 5 minutes that I can dig into your soul and we can have a good time. And then you're gonna be like, that's really creepy. She knows a lot about me within 5 minutes. It's learning how to ask the questions. And then the other thing that I felt was really strong that we talked with students about yesterday was that you have to figure out where you want your brand to go. You get a job out of school, that will be great for learning the business, for watching what works, what doesn't, what you don't want to do. And then you have to hustle on the side and be like, okay, my voice is this. I'm going to be known for this. I do a lot of projects with the Ronald McDonald House because sometimes you don't know what destiny is going to throw your way. I won a TV show 8 years ago. I have milked it far longer than any human should ever milk something. But I tell people my true story happened after I won the show. You never know what life is going to throw your way. I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound really intense, and you're going to be like, wow, I didn't expect that at 9 in the morning. But it's a happy story. So I won the TV show, found out I was pregnant because I came back all skinny and cute. Then I got pregnant. I was told at 5 months he had a tumor. On birth, they said worse than a tumor. All of a sudden, trach, feeding tube, nurses 18 hours a day, NICU, PICU, crazy real life stuff. The reason why I share that is because I was at the highest point in my life. I thought, I want a TV show. I'm moving to LA and Malibu, and I'm gonna be loaded, and it's gonna be great. And then life said, just kidding, Jennifer. You're gonna work on your future People magazine story, and I'm gonna give you some hard stuff from life, and you're gonna have to cope. It's funny because as I faced life's truest, hardest, real life stuff, I had to dig deep. People told me to give up on my dream. People said, you know, why you're doing design, and it's hard to create beautiful things and solve first world problems when you're facing real life stuff. But it made me a better designer because picking the perfect shade of any color is so easy to me. Like, after I faced like real medical things, when my clients freak out, I'm a little like nice Mussolini to them because I'm like, let's be realistic here. And I like, they pay me for that gentle abuse because I try to teach people that your home is amazing, and like as I went through the medical stuff, my home design changed for what I was going through. In the beginning, everything was heavy, so I needed color. And then as things started to be bright and happy again, I needed calm. And it really helped me understand how the home environment affects your soul. So it was one of those things that I kind of would choose it again. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't go back. I mean, it is what it is, and it made me who I am, and all it did was make me more determined. Your journey will not be easy. No one's gonna hand it to you. It is up to you. The strong survive from the hustle, and you have to live with a constant state of delusion that you are amazing, and people need to know what you're about. Because like anytime something didn't happen, I would be like, that's cool, that's fine, I won't make you money, we're good. We'll meet up later when you realize this is all good. It's just funny. You just have to live with that confidence. Now, the Tiny Home Challenge, we had to pick winners, which, you know, that's never fun. I hate doing that. And the thing I want to do for the NKBA is talk about that it's very important to be certified. It establishes standards within the industry. You get recognized among your peers. It's great for networking because all of a sudden you find yourself amongst peers and people that your paths may not have crossed before. Already, within this few days of me being here, this is my first KBIS, I have met so many amazing, cool people, and like even Richard, who was one of the judges, he's a young guy, I think he's one of the 30 under 30, and it's funny because like he is so sleek. He had a tailored suit, he had on some shiny shoes, and I was like, you are amazing. I saw his design, and the way he dressed represented his brand. I looked at him and I was like, you're obviously, you know, luxe, and add some more luxe on top of that, and that you represent high-end, yummy, delicious design. You can look at me and go, Jen's a little kooky, she's a little crazy, she probably likes color and pattern, and you're right, I do. But I can do, I always say, I can do a simple, and I can do classic, and I can do boring. I can do whatever you need me to do. I will make you happy. So it's up to you to figure out your brand on it. And the NKBA will help you have that voice within the industry when you sometimes feel alone and you need to go, okay, what should I do next? And it's the best way to like talk amongst your peers. And then it's up to you guys as the next generation to foster that environment of support. There's an Indian mantra that when you get pulled up, you pull someone else up with you, and I fully believe in that, whatever you believe in, but it's just helping perpetuate the industry and the credibility of it. Now the winners, that's what you're really like. You're like, stop talking, Jen. We don't need to be inspired. Tell us who won. I want a MacBook Pro, right? I would. So here we go. Isn't it scary and exciting? In your head, tell yourself you won because everyone's a winner, right? And anytime I didn't win something, I would tell myself how I would do it differently, okay? So we have in third place. Now, before I finish and tell you, because that's all you want to know, is after this, in the social lounge, which is right over there, it is 5414. It's a little white box. It says Design Milk and Social Lounge. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be doing some more networking. We're going to be talking NKBA. You can ask me any questions you want. I am an open book in life and happy to share any of my stuff. Okay, so now, ooh, there's Alberto, one of the other insiders. Wave, Alberto. Alberto does lovely design in New York, and he's amazing at what he does. My thing is this is, if you get a chance, come to the social lounge, because all of us can teach you something different, and we'll share something different. And yes, I had my coffee this morning, if you can't tell. Okay, third place, winning a $250 Amex gift card. I feel like there should be a drum roll. It is Betsy Wallstrom, Century College. Woo! See, I like your bangs. Come on up. Let's give it to you. And then at the end, we'll take pictures. We need to acknowledge it. It's amazing. You're so good at what you do. Woo! Congrats! Yay! You got third place, and you get gift cards. Oh, my God. I know, right? Money. What are you going to buy? Here you go. We'll take pictures afterwards. Congratulations. Good bangs. In second place, winning an iPad Air 2, amazing. These are good prizes. I always say I never won anything, and then I won a TV show, so I can't say that anymore. But I want to win the lottery. So the next one, you're winning an iPad Air 2, is Tiffany Murphy from Front Range Community College. Yay! Oh, another bangs. Love the bangs. She's from Colorado. When I told her I was from Kansas City, she went, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't take it personally. But Kansas City has Paul Rudd, just so you know. Yay, congratulations. Let me give you your iPad Air 2. What? That's amazing. You can sell it on Craigslist. Oh, just kidding. Congratulations. We'll take a picture afterwards. Woo! And in first place, the drawing was amazing. Here's the thing. We know all the hard work that went into it. Whether you won or not, it's not easy, and it takes a lot of work and effort. But in first place, winning a MacBook Pro, which is really a great gift, I have to say, and I might secretly steal it, is Elizabeth Trench from Century College. I'm guessing you're Elizabeth. Congratulations. Yay. And here you go, sister. Right? A MacBook? So when I MC awards things, I always tell people, if you weren't the winner, you put a target on the back of the people who won, and you use that as fuel to the fire to win. I know, right? So exciting. It's like the Golden Globes. Okay, so with that, without further ado, we're going to head to the social lounge, which is right over there, to hang out and celebrate after we take pictures with the winners. And if you have any questions, we want you to drill us along the way. And all of you students out there, hey, you guys over here, do any of you have anything that you would add or want to share of things that you learned along the way? You can tell us in the social lounge, because none of you are awake. Or Instagram me. Okay, thanks, you guys. Woohoo!